Hi guys, it's Reiyume Chibi back again as usual with another video. So this time we have a pretty cool topic to talk about. James, I'm gonna give you a shout out too because you also provided a question. Unfortunately, I already answered that question before, so you're a little late to the party. James' question was actually what character creation I would basically come up with for a D&D character. I haven't played D&D before, although I always wanted to create a character and I always wanted to play it. It's just I don't really know anyone who plays it, who's kind of around me, who's friends with me, so I'm like a lonely soul who hasn't played D&D. So basically I already answered that, I think a few months ago, I can't remember how long ago, but I will provide the link to that video in the description below, so you can check that out to see what my answer on that would be, and what my character would look like, be like, what type she would be, so on and so forth. I would have her female. I'm biased, I am sorry. So for this month, Chief's question is basically what non-anime show that I enjoy watching would be a cool anime to be created. So non-anime shows, I don't watch too many, and the ones that I do watch are kind of dumb. So I like the drama. I guess I like watching immature people sometimes. It's kind of funny. I think everybody kind of enjoys that, although I do have one particular show in mind that would make a cool anime. So the shows that I do normally watch and who like I kind of binge watch is like X on the Beach, the American version and the UK version. The UK version is better in my opinion because they're crazier and like rude, and it's just awesome to watch. Other shows like Are You the One? A lot of MTV shows. What else do I watch? Like, do I watch anything? I don't know. Friends, I've seen it like a million times. I think everybody has. It's just kind of always in the background somewhere for some reason. Like, I don't know. But that's kind of like the genres that I watch for mindless watching. If I'm looking for shows that I thoroughly enjoy to actually not just think but to really be engaged in, my absolute favorite is Outlander. Fantastic show. Basically it's about a woman who is married. She lives in, I forget the year, I think it's like 1945 maybe, or the 70s. Crap. Okay, I think she's in the 40s, 1945 or something like that. Anyway, she lives in this era. She has been a nurse in the war. I think it was World War II. Is that the 40s? Oh my god! Okay, anyway, I'm not a history buff, don't judge me. So, bottom line, she lives in this era. She's a nurse in the war. She helps out, you know, everybody, whatever. She's like a giver type person, fiery but sweet, and she's an English woman. She's married also to an English man, who I believe was also part of the war, but wasn't with her. Anyway, she comes back from the war. They haven't seen each other in, I believe, 5 years or something like that. So they're trying to like, their marriage is good, but they're trying to kind of get to know each other again. So that's how the show, I was gonna say the anime, that's how the show starts off. It's romantic, there's sex in it, there's lust in it, all that fun stuff. Anyway, they spend a vacation in Scotland. What ends up happening is the husband, is very big into genealogy. So he starts talking about his background, his ancestors, what they did. One of them was apparently like a general in the English military, a very like high up person. What else? He talks about how his ancestor did a lot of great things but was also kind of questionable, like he might have been doing some stuff under the table. So they obviously don't have proof of that, they don't know, they're speculating. Bottom line, they end up going to see these druids doing a dance in Scotland. So they're kind of doing, it's like a ritual that happens every year, and she feels like she shouldn't have watched it, but they did. because they don't believe in it. They think no big deal, okay, whatever. They end up going to Craignadoon, which is an area in Scotland that has these stone, kind of like, yeah, it's like stones in a circle, and they believe that it's a time-traveling device, if you want to call it device. But that's kind of like what the myth is about it. These people in particular didn't really know that. They end up just going to see it. She happens to forget something there, a flower that she wants to bring home because she's into herbology. So she ends up returning after visiting it originally with her husband. When she returns, she happens to hear these kind of like buzzing bug sounds. She touches the stone and boom, now she's back in time with no way to get back home. So basically, she ends up running into that general, chief, whatever, thinking it's her husband. It's not. He looks exactly like him because he's his ancestor, but that's not him, and his name is Jack Black Randall. He is mean. He rapes, he steals, he's rude, he's psychotic, but he's a character you can't help but watch. It's like a car crash. You just can't look away. So he's fantastic. And the actor, I forget his name, but he's from Game of Thrones. Really, really cool. Awesome. The acting is phenomenal. Bottom line, meets him, says, hey, Frank. Turns out it's not her husband. He tries to rape her. She's like, oh my god, runs away. And these Scottish people end up helping her. The Scots are pretty much against the British/English because there's kind of a war going on, so they're not sure if they could trust her because she has an English accent, so they kind of take her in anyway because she's a woman, and the story picks up from there. It is a love story. She does meet a Scottish man who she falls in love with, but it's difficult because she's also married back home. So do you have two men in your life? Who knows? Some people do, some people don't. She's still trying to find a way to get back home, but it's kind of hard for her considering, well, she loves Scotland now and this new man. So do you go home? Who knows? You gotta watch it. Watch the entire thing. There's like 5 seasons. So cool. Now, back to the question. I'm so sorry. I think that would be a cool anime because it has time travel in it. It has fantasy. There's not mythical creatures per se, but there's magic at play, which is really, really cool. Especially like with the druids going, dancing, rituals, so on. Really cool. And then there's also the cool factor of how a war is kind of happening. So there's lots of fight scenes, sword fighting in particular, but there's cannons in it as well, and a lot of war, blood, guts, and gore. So I think that would be cool to incorporate in an anime. What else? You got romance in it, you got love in it, you got funny characters in it as well. There's some comedy, so I think having all of those components into an anime is what makes it good. So I think it would do really, really well, especially because Japanese anime sometimes focuses a lot on Japan. There are other animes that focus on different areas in the world or create a world, but I think it would be cool to include Scotland and England. The show also ends up in France and also ends up in America, so there's different components there, and to see the cultural changes is really cool. And I think they even end up in somewhere in the Caribbean, but I can't remember. But super cool. I think it should all be included, incorporated. It's educational at the same time in terms of history, and the fight scenes would be like so awesome. And I would love to see how hot they make Jamie, which is the Scottish man, as an anime character. I really want to. Like, his red hair and all. Do it. I think it would be great. Yeah, that's my answer. Outlander. Very cool show. Check it out. So I hope I answered your question, Chief. I'm sorry it went on for so long, but it's a very cool show that I am very passionate about, and I love it. And yeah, I'm waiting for the next season, so hopefully you guys check it out. I think the first 4 seasons are on Netflix right now, so that would be cool to see. Anyway, okay, I am out. See you guys later. Thanks for tuning into this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!